In this video, we are going to learn about Deepseek R1. I personally waited couple of days to gather all the information I could, all the data which I can see and make one complete video which will give you the complete picture and full understanding of it. In this video, I have focused into what is Deepseek R1, why everyone is talking about it, the comparison of Deepseek R1 compared to ChatGPT and other top models from a data point of view and from a price point of view, how you can get started using it from a desktop or PC computer, how you can start using it for free from your mobile, and also I'm going to show you how you can get access to API, and in future video I'm going to show you how you can create local server of Deepseek and start using without internet, and I'm also going to be showing in future video how you can start using it for coding and as well as for AI agents. Let's get into the video. First important point, this is going to be a very in-depth explanation video, so I have provided helpful chapter markers in the video description. So I highly suggest you, in case if you don't want to watch all the video, you're only interested in specific part of the video, you can click on those chapter markers to navigate into this video. Let's get started. First, Deepseek R1. This has been completely revolutionizing currently in last 1 week. You don't need to take my word for it. I just opened up Google Trends report. You can see completely normal, but just from January 27th, you can see how fast it is growing, and it's crazy. For example, if I make something like 30 days, you can see it's still predicting the graph is going to be going up and up, and you can see all the breakout searches like this. Everything is not a one single rising query, every single thing is a breakout search. So you can see clearly the demand and the popularity for this right now. And if I'm not just talking about trends, you go and type Deepseek R1, every single news story is something like this. You can see all the major titles. For example, why AI world is freaking out. Sam Altman calls it is impressive and promises to deliver much better work, and Nvidia calls AI excellent advancement. All these things happening, and Twitter or X is nothing different. It's same as that. Every single thing has been going crazy. Everyone is doing and showing all the possibilities with DeepSeek and how better it is right now. Now let me explain you with a better sense of understanding why everyone is talking about. First, DeepSeek, to use it as a chat interface, almost like ChatGPT, it is completely free. And the cool thing is they are a open source model, which means you can even go beyond using their web chat interface, download this LLM models, a smaller distinct version, and start using it in your computer or in your software, and without, you don't need to pay anyone anything. So this is the power of it. For example, the main reason Llama was getting so much popular was the open source aspect of it. Currently DeepSeek is an open source one, and it is rivaling O1 in reasoning. I will be showing the data, but this is what everyone is saying. It is as good as the latest ChatGPT. That is what everyone is saying. And the cool thing is, it's not only for the end user who are just using this product, but anyone is using their API, or anyone is using these LLM models API. For example, a lot of developers will be using APIs to create features for the application, or if they are having some kind of AI based application, they will be using this LLM model for their reasoning input and everything. The API prices are very low right now. I will be showing the prices, but it is almost a lot of differences between the big models and this model. So that is the main reason. It is completely free for everyone right now. You can use it from internet, web browser, or your mobile app as a mobile app, and it has a very low cost API. The main reason what they are claiming was, I don't want to get too technical into it, they have found a better way to train LLM models in a much more effective way in a hardware standpoint of view and also in an engineering kind of view. I personally listen to a lot of AI podcast. I listened to AI Daily Brief just today, and he was explaining a really good podcast. He was explaining how they are using 8-bit memory systems, how they are making multi-parameter values, all this crazy stuff, technical stuff, but just in a simplified way. If I have to explain it in one single line, they have found a better way to use already existing computer hardware to get a much better data out of it in a much effective prices. Almost like this is how China works in everywhere, because DeepSeek is coming from China. China's main goal has been in many industries always providing a better, cheap, not better, almost working cheaper products, especially in India and Sri Lanka. That is how we see Chinese products, because it provides the same, almost same sort of application, but in a comparatively very cheaper price. So that is what DeepSeek doing it around. That is why everyone is talking about it. Let me go through the website. Let me close out these tabs. You can search on it. Everyone is going crazy about it. This is the home page, deepseek.com. I will leave the link in the description if you want. They are claiming that it is live. This is the main model. I will be explaining it is open source, and they are directly saying it is rivaling OpenAI's model O1. It is available on Web App API. You can download the app by just scanning the QR or going to Google Play Store and scanning it. Or you can start using the chat model directly from by clicking on the start now. Before I go into actually start using the product, I want to show you the comparison aspect of it. First, I want to compare from a data point of view. Remember, this data is provided by them, but I'm just not directly taking them, because I waited a couple of days to see how other big experts, data scientists, tell the model, like how well they are saying that this works and everything. Then only I'm taking this model and doing a comparison. What I recommend you is you compare it yourself also. If you are already using a pro membership with ChatGPT, Claude, do the same prompt with both of that. Then you compare which is the better model for you. That is what I would say. I waited because I wanted to see what community react. For example, they are mobile app, you can see within a week it almost 1 million download plus, and you can see how many reviews they are getting. You can see all the things happening here. So this is what the power of it. Every single thing is a positive review, almost a positive review. So I'm going to click on see all review and put it newest. You can see every single thing is completely positive. So this is what users saying. I'm going to take their word, but I would recommend to do your own comparison as well. What I did was, I'm not a data scientist, you already know. Just a basic software engineer with a digital marketing background. So what I did was, I just copied every single thing here and went into ChatGPT and I pasted the everything, and I asked it to help me to understand this table in a simple terms and let me know the most important points. So that's what I'm going to do. I asked it in ChatGPT. I didn't ask it in DeepSeek. I asked it in ChatGPT, and it started to break down the table for me. I'm going to skip these things because you can do it. I'm going to go into the most important insights and key takeaway, because those are the important ones. Most important insights: DeepSeek V3 is the strongest all-around model, excelling in English, Chinese, math task as well as in code related chat. Yes, so that is biggest important insight one. Claude 3.5 performs well in English reasoning, software engineering tasks, but lags in other areas like maths. GPT-4o shows strength in English Q&A but less competitive in math and coding. And Gwen and Llama are strong in specific area but don't match DeepSeek's breadth, the depth of it. Key takeaway, now let's take a look at it. DeepSeek is highly versatile and excels across all domains. So this is what the table from the data table, because in this data table they never mentioning anything, it's just all the values are coming into the play. Claude 3.5 is strong performance in reasoning and software engineering tasks. GPT-4o stands out in English QA tasks. Smaller models perform well in, but like, so you can see the key takeaway and important insights from the data point of view. Almost we could agree that they are either getting the top position or they are competing with something like GPT-4 and 3.5. I personally feel Claude better for writing and coding. GPT-4 very good at English and reasoning, but DeepSeek I want to make that even better. I personally want to see it is better because it is open source. We can keep on getting, and it is going to be reducing all the AI price very affordable for us. So those are the important points. Now let me go into the API pricing, because we saw the data comparison. Now we need to understand the pricing for the API, because free user, if you're going to use a chat only interface, you don't need to worry about API. You can skip this part and go into the next chapter of how to use it. But if you are planning to use the API, or if you are a developer, you are planning to use the API, this section will be important to you, because this is the pricing which they are giving right now. For example, DeepSeek has two models. It is, one is chat, one is a reasoner. Reasoner is the advanced model which reasons any request you give to them. It is going to be reasoning, then it is going to be providing output. So it gives you the context length, all these things. Context length is still bit low compared to something like Gemini. And you can see the pricing. For example, for 1 million token cache it, which it means that the data is already available for that. So it is going to be, if caching the, if the data is in the cache folder, it is going to be charging around 0.014. It is used to be at this price. They are changing the price model. You can see it is showing the discounted price when the actual price is going to be changed soon. Still the change price is very low compared to the other model, which I will show you in the next screen. But let me quickly show you the other prices as well. So for 1 million token it is $0.14, and reasonable model, if it's a cache it is $0.14. If it 1 million token cache miss it is $0.55. So output token price is also mentioned here, where DeepSeek chat comes around $0.28, and for DeepSeek reasoner it is $2 and 2.19. So this is the model pricing. Now let me quickly compare it, because that is where we are going to be seeing a lot of different results. Okay, well, let me wait for it. I'm going down. I used Perplexity for this, and you can see DeepSeek chat. I already explained the values. We are seeing this. Now let's compare to something like this is the chat. We already comparison data. For example, we saw these data like this. Now let's compare to something like Gemini Flash. Flash is, we know that it is a free model for low user, and they give a certain level of API access for free, and this is something like the lowest price. So this is the Flash model. But if you are accessing the Pro model, because Flash model is very limited, we already know it is just for basic tasks, almost like an experiment with Google. Pro model is one. Even the Pro model is very expensive compared to this. For example, this is 0.5. Google Pro comes into $1.25, and token output DeepSeek reason is 2.919, and this is where it comes to $5. And if I'm taking ChatGPT into account, because that is what most of the people want to see when we are comparing the API cost, because everyone wants a better quality. I personally believe it's going to be using either Claude, ChatGPT, and Google is not far behind also. So $15 with ChatGPT 4, where this is charging a fractional of that price. And for token output, this is the amount. And for Claude, this is the price and this thing. I took it from expression comparison with a source citation directly asking to it. You can compare it in your own terms also, but just remember the pricing for the API for DeepSeek has gotten so many developers attention, pricing and the open source aspect of it. So you can expect to see many more your favorite AI apps integrating DeepSeek into their models very soon, or they are already doing it. I saw even Typing Mind founder in X platform, they really liked the listener explanation chat, and they started to implement within their software aspect of it. So you can expect to see more and more development, something like from here as well. Okay, now let me go into how to start using it. In order to start using it, there are two ways of doing it. One from a web interface. Sorry, there are three ways of using it. One from a web interface, one from a mobile app, one using through API. Let me go one by one. First, in order to use the chat model like ChatGPT, just click on start now. It will take to this kind of a home page. This is, you can directly comment from your web browser. It is basically chat.deepseek.com, and you are very well familiar with this kind of interface because there is nothing new. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, every single interface looks very similar to this. So you can see two important thing I have noticed. So many people are using this product right now. Everyone is using, and there are some, when I started to access this product in the morning when I created an account, it even showed a warning message that there are severe DOS attacks on DeepSeek servers, so you might experience a problem in registering and everything. My recommendation is always use email address rather than Google sign in, because that is not working for everyone. Use something, your personal email. That also, don't use your private email. I mean, like your name, company.com. Use general emails like Gmail, Yandex, Yahoo. That tend to work better for me when I was having problems. A small tip, like once you come here, we have the chat history section. Here we have the option to get app profile. There is not much about it. Delete all settings, a very basic settings. You can see I have the control over all the things, and basically directly here you can see by default it has selected the R1 model, and we can turn on the web search option for to bring relevant data when we want, and we can also attach images or docs. For example, this is used only for text extraction, almost like a OCR functionality, and they are giving the file size limitation on what is the current for this. So I have created a prompt here. I want it to be vague, at the same time I want to give it a complex prompt as well. So I asked it to create a Chrome extension for productivity timer. Let's see how it is handling my request. So I have clicked on chat. Okay, we are back. I wanted to show you the current thing. It worked, but it didn't work at first. I got 4 errors of operation unsuccessful. Then it took my request. So I am assuming it is because of the demand right now or due to the DOS attacks, but I just wanted to mention that. So when I ask a question and make sure DeepSeek Think is enabled, you can see it is going to be showing how the AI is actually thinking. That is the cool part of it. For example, I asked this simple thing and it is going into thinking mode and saying, okay, the user wants to create a Chrome extension for a productivity timer. Let me break down what they need. First, I should outline the basic structure for Chrome extension. It typically includes a manifest file, HTML for the pop-up, CS for styling, and JavaScript for functionalities. So it is going into a rational thinking format. Then it comes to, so the main components would be manifest just JSON. This is required for Chrome extension. It defines the metadata, permissions, and the files involved. Pop HTML, pop-up HTML, the interface that appears when the user clicks in the extension icon. Pop-up CS, styles for the pop-up to make look nice. Pop-up JSON, so JavaScript handle the timer logic, user instruction, storage. So first it created a whole picture then it went into a deep into the main files of it. Then it is saying explaining the procedure right now, starting with the manifest should be version 2, what are the latest. So it is going with every single it identify the overall stuff, identify the files. Now inside each files it is saying what it should do. For manifest it's saying all the things it need to do. Now let me read the pop-up HTML one single bit itself, because I'm not going to read everything. It should display the timer, start, stop button, setting for work and break duration, simpler interface with large number for the timer, buttons to control it, and input field for settings, maybe a status message to show if it's work or break time. Everything is coming together. Then it's talk about CSS. Then JavaScript comes into play. I want to read this also because it is going to be the complex part of it, and it identified that it also, for example, more complex. The timer needs to count down, switch between work and break periods, and persist settings in using Chrome storage. The timer can be managed with set interval, updating the display every second. When timers reaches 0, a notification should appear and the next phase or work or break should start automatically. So this is also done, and it's saying notifications are handled using alarms API in Chrome. When timer create an alarm triggers a notification, service worker background JS will handle showing the notification when the alarms goes off, and potential issues to consider also it is created. And you can see making sure the timer doesn't drift, handling cases, storage sync, testing step, all the things. And after that it started to create the actual code itself. You can see it created a structure for me, so I can replicate this structure in my local interface. Cool tip, if you're using Visual Studio, you can connect this API and automatically create these files for you. I'll show you that in the next video, so make sure to hit subscribe. Manifest file, it's giving me the full code of it. Pop-up HTML, it is giving me full code of it. Pop-up CS, it is giving me full code of it. Pop-up JS giving me full code, background JS, everything. And finally it is giving me instruction on how I can go about testing this extension, and it is giving me a full feature list of created app itself, all from one single line of code. And you can see this is a reasoner model. So it thought for 45 seconds, then it gave me all the valid output for me. And cool thing you notice is some of this section you have the copy button, but for some level of coding there is something called run HTML. So when you click on it, it is going to be giving almost like a display of what it is. Currently it is not working because it is not integrating other part of the code into this functionality. Is just for previewing that HTML. I personally believe they will keep on expanding this to be where we see something like canvas or artifacts from Claude into this also. Basically we give all these things. Here we have the copy button, regenerate option, and also this like and dislike, almost like ChatGPT, and a brand new is search as well. Now let me click on search. Let me get out of the reasoning mode. Now I wanted to show the search functionalities of this. Hopefully it will work. Let's see. If there's errors also I will show you. So when I search for it, it is now searching the web also. So not just using their own model. It started to search the web and it didn't bring any results for me. Now let me try to continue. Hopefully this will work everything. I wanted to show not only the best of this model, but I want to show everything with this, because it is still not perfect. I mean, they are still not able to handle all the demand, or they are still struggling with server capacity or something. It didn't work. Let me try something. Maybe they are having some issues. Productivity tips. I'm obviously spelling it wrong to see whether it understand. Productivity tip for work, and I want to search this. Hopefully this will work. If not, probably I will try it again and see. Hopefully this continues to work. And you can see it went, but still it's slow. So you can see it didn't work on the first stand. I'm not sure why that is happening. Let me, if I click on here, can I see anything? No, it's not working. Then when I do here, it is bringing the results. It's showed searching options. You can see it is bringing me the results also. For example, when I click on any of it, is it real result? Okay, that is a real result. And when I click on this, is it a real result? Okay, this is also a real result. So that is good. For example, let me check one more time. This is actually good. So when I asked the productivity test, it went and gave a in-depth answers. I'm not even using DeepThink. I'm just using their regular model. Then it's giving me a complete answer here as well. Like I asked tips, it's giving me techniques, blocking, distraction, decluttering, smart goals, practice, automative repetitive task, take regular bug. For audio listeners, every single thing which is saying right now, it is also giving me how I can, what is it, sorry, how to use it, and what are the tools good at it to do this particular stuff. It is just keep on going. It is currently on step number 15 and it finished all for a single question without the DeepSeek and one just a search feature. That is how cool this is. For me it is slow. I'm not saying this is 100% fast or you're not going to be experiencing any errors, but this is the worst it's going to be. So if it's keep on getting improved, you can expect a definite big competitor for ChatGPT. And you can also rename it just like ChatGPT, for example. That is how you rename it, and you can come back at any time you want by just simply clicking on it here as well. So that is how you can start using it from desktop environment. Now I quickly want to show you the API section of it. In order to get access to API, you can come into the DeepSeek website, and there is a link for API platform. When you come into the API platform, you will see something like here. For example, you can top up the balance. When you click top up, you can start minimum of $2 and you can go up to 500 or custom pricing if you want. I loaded with $2, you can see. Then you will see the API key here. I'm not going to show it right now, but apart from that, we have a detailed usage section also here. So it's showing me the price, monthly usage, DeepSeek reasoner model, how many requests I have made, tokens, how many I have consumed. So all the data are showing here. We can get API key from here to start using with our models. You can see this is how I'm using the API model. You can see I've already connected to VS Code. This is the next video it is going to be. So in this video, I have explained everything you need to get started off it. Next videos in this series, I'm going to be focusing on how to install DeepSeek R1 locally in your computer, how to use DeepSeek for coding with very low affordable prices from Visual Studio and other coding platforms, also something like bold.dyi. How to use, the next video, how to use DeepSeek for open source AI agents, something alternative to search open AI's ChatGPT's operators. So these videos is going to be this field again has changed a lot. We are just entering into 2025. Do let me know what are your thoughts about DeepSeek R1 and how you seeing everything evolves around, and what you are going to use, ChatGPT or Claude or DeepSeek. Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, also do leave a like, and if you want to watch the next set of video, subscribe and get notified. Thank you.